says it's live on the chat. Hold on. It says it's live on the
Yeah, it says it's live on mine too.
It's live.
That's odd. It says it again. Like, look at your phone. It's got the. I mean, I guess we could. You see how it's got it?
I'm about to check it right now. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you can actually click on it, I'll say video unavailable.
Same here. There was a problem with the network.
I don't know why. It should work though. Like I'm actually watching it on the YouTube page.
No, let's give it a shot.
Can I edit this one? I can make it public.
I like that watch too, there, brother.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Well, yeah, say it'll be live, man. We just gonna rock out then and see, figure it out.
Right?
All right, man. Rock out, man. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good day. Welcome back, man. It's crazy. The Owner's Box, man. The USFL presents the Owner's Box. We're live and one and only PS4 talk show that I know about all CFM things here, man. They got my guy, Ty. They called me out of retirement, man. I had to call this episode 31, the call. You know, I think it was apparent with everything going on with the NFC playoffs and all that controversy. You might as well bring it all back in one good weekend, man. What's going on, man?
Man, nothing, man. It was good to hear from you. I ain't heard from you in a while, so you're right, man. I had to make the call, man. It's the start of a new year, man. We still got some NFL left, and we still got some Madden to go, man. And there's a lot of interesting developments in the league. I figured it'd be a good time now as ever. Drop an Owner's Box, man. Get everybody caught up, man, and drum some excitement back into things for the start of the new year, man.
Well, cool, man. Let me know what's been up, man. Like I said, you know, for those who don't know, I was in here just doing my 1-2. I seen a message come through like, yo, I've been trying to reach out and get number, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I got a new phone. You know what I'm saying? I had to get my new number and all that. And then we talked, and he's like, yo, like, I'm glad to hear you doing all right, but now let's get down to business. You need to come on back, man. So I'm like, what have I been, what I've been missing? And then, you kind of gave me a rundown. Give me a rundown of everything that's been going on. I heard Tick out here winning Super Bowls and
we in season 4. Probably about 75% through. Season 1 winner was Tick. Season 2 and 3 winner was Slim Shady, aka Rashad Young. That's the dude that Dre brought in to take over the Raiders at the end of last Madden when Wild Boar left, and he missed the beat. He's been doing his thing. Played a solid game. AFC is pretty strong, but if you think about it, they got Boone from the NFC Seahawks to go over there. They got Tick to leave the Niners and go over there, and then you left. So we basically lost 3 perennial playoff contenders, Super Bowl contender type players out of the NFC. You left, and then 2 went to the AFC. So they've definitely been doing their thing and holding it down. But like I've always said, everybody gets all excited in September and October when they're winning and doing their thing. And I'm steady. My thing is wait till the holidays when everybody's had ample time to really figure the game out. And then that's when you start to see everything level off and you start to see who's who and the people that were getting by with just getting off the fast start is in one area. And then you have everybody that's caught up to those people and then figure the game out and adjust it. So this season and on, it should be pretty interesting. I understand you have an announcement to make in terms of rejoining the league.
Yeah, man. I did some conversation with you and Boone, and I ain't gonna lie, I've been missing the league, missing the owner's box, man. I'm gonna go ahead and come on by out of retirement and come back, man. I'm gonna take over the Seahawks. I heard Dre's been doing this thing out there, like undefeated and 10-0 or something like that. So it's only right. I feel like I should come back in that division and bring some type of competition in there. I ain't gonna lie though, I'm like 30 patches out of sync. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know like guys like Paya ain't gonna cut me no slack. Cletus might give me 1 or 2 games to pass, but I need all of that. So I don't expect the guys to go easy on me, especially once I get on these sticks. So it'd be good to
you know what? It's gonna be rough, but you got really good Madden football IQ. You got real good stick work. You're right. It's just getting a feel back for the game and putting in a little bit of time, feeling out your roster. You have 61.5 mil on the cap for the Seahawks. You have free agency. You should have all your draft picks. You should have a decent draft pick, or actually a good picks in the draft. So between shaking the rust off in these last maybe 7 games, having that week where playoffs are going on, and by then you probably 2-3 weeks into it, shaking the rust off with a good crop of free agents, plenty of money to spend, and a good draft, you'll be all right.
Yeah, I should be all right. I'm looking forward to it, man. Looking to see what I've been missing, seeing why Tick is winning all these games and Super Bowls, and you only got 8 plays. Just all that, man. I need to see what's going on, man. Like, is Cleveland still running around with everybody superstar? Has Ronnie won that division since I've been gone? Things like that. So
that's a good one. What has been one in the South? I want to say Kurt made a little bit of noise, but Kurt's been kind of inconsistent in terms of he's starting to play again, but he had kind of taken a break too. I think he might have got a little burned out.
Okay.
Starting to ease his way back into the fold. Okay. Ronnie's been playing well. I'm trying to think. In the divisions, let me give you a breakdown of who's been doing what in these last.
Let's do that.
So you have an idea. I'm just going to break down the divisions and look at the divisions and tell you who's been winning them divisions and what's been going on. We'll start with the AFC North. Tick's in first place right now as the Browns 8-1. He's consistently kind of been winning that division.
Okay. And
he's got a Super Bowl in season 1. Bill's been pretty decent this Madden. Bill is 6-3. He's right behind. He's been consistently winning. Bengals, primetime starter off hot, fell off. He's now 3-6. Ravens, Rel is 1-8. I'm not really sure why, because Rel balls in UG. I'm not really sure. But yeah, the past few seasons, the AFC North, it's been tick. AFC South has been awesome, because that's another heavy hitter I forgot to mention that left the NFC that went to the AFC. Syfe Squad, who was the Eagles for most of Madden 18, took over his beloved Jaguars. So him and Boone have been neck and neck pretty much all Madden. Like as it stands right now, Boone's in first place at 7-2. Jags is 6-3. Colts, this hasn't been his best Madden. He's at 4-5. Texans, Thang 2-7. Yeah. But the South has been going back and forth between Boone and Syfe Squad. That's been a really good rivalry.
Okay. I like that kid.
Yeah, Nick Donovan.
Yeah, I like that.
He's been going to war with NWO, which I'll get into that breakdown a little bit later. AFC East, nothing's changed. Cletus, 8-1 this season. I think he's owned that division since the game came out.
He's a Tom Brady.
Yeah, exactly. So nothing's changed there.
He's in that division by default every year. So.
DZ, 3-6. Nothing's changed there. Strong, 3-6, surprisingly. I wouldn't have thought Strong was 3-6 until I looked at this, and he's another one that I'm not sure why, because in UG he plays fairly well. Dolphins, don't know much about this guy. I don't think he's really active. He's 1-8. They've had a hard time keeping that team filled. And last but not least, on the AFC side, the AFC West, it's been owned by Slim Shady, Raiders, Dre's guy. He's won the last 2 Super Bowls. One of his Super Bowls got simmed, which was unfortunate. we was having some issues with trying to sync up the league.
I was thinking about it. Explain that to me, man. What's up with that?
Okay, so there's been server issues 2 or 3 times when we've synced the league to where the sync will be simultaneously with a patch, and it's thrown things off. I was the one that actually sent it. I just advanced the 1 week like normal, but it jumped ahead 2 weeks. At the same time, I was sending it, a patch was taking place. And there was one time with Bill, not for the Super Bowl, same thing. He had sent it and it jumped way ahead, but a patch had hit simultaneously. So really unexplainable, but Raiders has one Super Bowl that way. He was going to play Chicago, who was pretty good. That owner since left, but I think Raiders might have got that anyway. It's been his division. Chiefs 6-3. Lincoln Ector, he's been pretty good this Madden. He beat the Chiefs this season, and he's only 1 game behind the Raiders. So let's see, this division's up for grabs so far. Chargers 3-6. He's a newer owner, hasn't been super active. Doc is the Broncos at 3-6. He's been kind of up and down. So that's everything on the AFC side.
Okay.
NFC side, NFC North. Packers, Pie is currently in first at 6-3. Rico came over from UG. He's the Bears now at 5-4. Champ came back to the league this season. He's the Lions at 4-5. And C Black is the Vikings at 3-6. It hasn't been the best matter for C Black. Champ's about average right now. Still haven't seen enough of him yet. Rico has been tough for anybody, but he hasn't been super consistent. Packers went through a full-blown rebuild. It's kind of been Paya. I want to say Paya's still kind of been the lead dog there.
Okay.
NFC South, that's who's been running it. I forgot. Don Joe.
Okay, Don's still around, huh?
Yeah, he's the Buccaneers, and I forgot. It's been his division pretty much all Madden. Don Joe's 5.
That's our left. That's our left. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah. So Don Joe's 5-4. Kirk's back is the Saints 5-4. I think this is the first season he's been playing his games. Ronnie is 5-4. So you have 3 teams tied at 5-4, the first in the NFC South. And then you have the Falcons, who's that new dude, TC. He's 2-7. Haven't seen too much of his gameplay, but you know, he's 2-7, so things haven't been necessarily going his way. NFC East, as it stands right now, I'm in first at 8-1. Redskins is a new owner. I don't think you've seen him. He's 6-4. He's a younger guy. He talks a lot of smack, but he's pretty good. Can't hate on him. Runs a really, really high-powered offense that's difficult to stop, like other Redskins owners, and he's been good comp. I'm always surprised when he loses. I'm not saying he should go undefeated, but like seeing him at 6-4, when I play him and watch him play, he's better than that. Eagles, Mo is 5-5. Now Mo's been running the NFC East. And Mo's won a division.
Oh, come again? Who?
Mo.
The Mo Show, Mo?
Mo.
Okay.
Mo won the division the first 3 seasons. We're in season 4. Mo won it the first season, the second season, the third season. This is gonna be the first season he doesn't win the division.
Oh man, shout out to that guy too, man. He's actually got engaged, man. I don't know if you know, he got engaged in real life, man. So
I've been talking to him.
Yeah,
I'm proud of him too. He's played really, really well. I think what's really caught up to him is obviously he had to defend the Super Bowl champs. And they get some love on this game. But that being said, I don't want it to come off like I'm taking nothing from him. His gameplay is good. He doesn't do anything flashy, but he's super consistent, and he's not making a bunch of the mistakes he used to make last year, and that's led to a good recipe. I think this season what got him was he had a brutal schedule out the gate. And on top of that, I don't think he managed his cap really well or his draft. So this season he had to purge a lot of veterans that really hurt him, and he hasn't been drafting. So I think he hit that wall down because that team's kind of somewhat depleted. His gameplay is still damn good, but he doesn't have the same talent there.
Plus, he has a plan a wedding in real life. Yeah, a lot of that gameplay is going to change for him. So
he's been working a lot of hours like normal. He's in multiple leagues. It just caught up to him. Cowboys, Moondog's been Moondog. He's 1-9.
You know, I talk about Moondog. I gave up on Moondog a long time ago.
It's weird though because
I like him. I already talk about money on him. He lets me down every time.
Yeah. Your new division, NFC West, currently Dre is 10-0. And he's he's been pretty much the man in that division because he's hasn't had a lot of people been able to stay in that division and play. The Cardinals is second. It's a new guy named Earl. He's real solid, but he's real quiet. Like, he doesn't come in the chat anything, but he plays all his games and he's good comp. The Rams is a new guy. The new owner just took over last week. It's one of Thang's guys, and he got a win over Champ, so he's 3-6. And the Seahawks have been unmanned forever. That's now your team at 1-8.
Okay, cool. So, shout out to Dre, man. I follow you on the gram. I've been seeing a lot of work in the gym, so you keep doing that, and let me stay under the radar and get my swagger back, and we'll see what's up. We'll see, if I can give you some 2 losses at least, when I come back. So, I'm looking forward to it, man. Let's it's just the owner's box, man. And I know I've been gone, but a lot of that stuff doesn't change, man. Who's on your get it together list? Let me hear from the AFC and then the NFC side.
Oh, wow. All right. So let me
just get back to it. This is the call, man. It's the episode, the call, man. You made the call. I'm back.
Get it together list. Okay. I'd say on the AFC side, let's start with the Texans thing, 2-8. He made some real questionable moves about 2 seasons ago where he traded DeAndre Hopkins and he traded DeAndre Hopkins and he got Aaron Donald. So he
I remember that. I was still around for that deal.
Right. None of those moves kind of worked out. He stripped the roster again. He wound up trading me, Will Fuller. I want to say he traded somebody else, Deshaun Watson. So it's like he's blown up the team 2 or 3 times. He's had some good drafts. He's got some really, really good draft picks on that team from picking high. The talent is there. He just offensively hasn't necessarily been clicking. You would think with the defense he has, they'd be set, but they've been giving up points and he's not scoring points. So if you blow up your team 2 or 3 times and you still don't have a direction and there's been no improvement, it's time to get it together because, I don't know what else you can do there. You have talent, you have draft picks, you blow up the roster a couple of times, you got 2 wins. So Mundo, well, let's go get to him on the NFC side. NFC side, Colts. You know what? Trikana Sana. You know what? Dude used to be active in the chat. He's really not anymore. He hasn't had a good season yet. He's a better player than his record is showing. I don't even know if he's been 500 in any Madden, but he's a guy that's always been around the playoffs last year in 18. So I'm not really sure what's going on in Indianapolis, but he definitely needs to get it together.
Okay. So who on the NFC? So we got the Colts, and we'll say Texans on the AFC, and then NFC Moondog, or?
Well, we still got I'll put Strong on the get it together list. Just because Strong really turned some heads last Madden, he made some progress. He was winning double-digit games. He was making playoffs. And I'm not really sure why he's 3-6.
Cletus, man.
He ain't playing Cletus 9 times.
But it's the impact that he has on him, man. When he after they play and then Cletus beats him, he trash talks him to death, and he ends up just going back into a shell, man.
I don't know. Maybe there's something to be said for it because in UG he's doing his thing.
Is Cletus in the same division?
No. That's what I said. Maybe it's something to be said for it.
It's the Cletus effect, man.
But yeah, I think so that's the 3 I'd say on the AFC side. On the NFC side, you know what? Let's see. On the NFC side, I'd start with Moondog. Not really sure what it's going to take for him to get over the hump. His defense is pretty solid. His offense is plain, but it's effective. When he plays better players in the league, he plays them as tough as you can play them down to the wire. Like he almost barely should win those games, but he loses. I'm not really sure what's going on there. It's the same as last year. You can see that he has the potential. You can see he kind of knows what he's doing, but he just figures out ways to lose instead of to win. But it's time to mentally get over that and get it together. Can't keep being last.
Okay.
C Black definitely is not the same Madden player this season. Don't know what's happened on his end. He's been a little quiet in the chat. He hasn't been as vocal lately. I know he's been working a lot, but I don't know. I don't know if he ever really adjusted and got the swing of Madden 19 going. A lot of people affected, myself included, but he hasn't quite yet transitioned and hit that switch. The only other person I'd say get it together, and NFC West, your division. It's cool now that Things guy took over the Rams. He took over the Seahawks. The reason that division has to get it together is because I think it's been Dre 3 computer teams for like almost most of Madden. So that whole division just needs to get it together.
And I'm gonna need to get it together too. I'm lucky, damn
games.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to get it together too. So, I've been gone a while, right? So a lot has changed. What Madden tip for this episode do you give me on my welcome back? My welcome back as far as like, offense and defense. Like what have you seen popular since I've been gone, or what's popular as of now on offense and defense?
I would say the biggest trend I see on offense is defense is definitely not as dominant this Madden as it was a Madden or two ago. So people are finally getting their legs underneath them and being able to run the ball, but it's definitely a pass-heavy league. And the big trend that I see, no matter what you do, is no matter what type of offense people run, it's a lot of spread formations, a lot of empty sets. Like I haven't seen this much people running empty sets since like Madden 12 or 13 because blitzes just don't have the same teeth in them. So a lot of people are just looking to get you spread out across the field, gun doubles offset, empty sets, trips, where you're just literally sideline to sideline and just buying enough time to pick you apart. Because user is not as dominant in the middle of the field and blitzes aren't as dominant. So now if you got 4 to 5 receiving options out there and you can spread people out, you can move the ball effectively. So I would say on offense, the big trend has just been spreading people out in shotgun and picking them apart that way. That's no matter what everybody's doing, they're doing it like compressed sets, that and crossing routes. You've seen it when you was playing, like a lot of the gun tights where you got like everybody crossing the field. A lot of people are going with the crossing routes and a lot of people spreading you out on offense. That's the big thing. On defense, it's hard because really to get any type of heat, you got to send 6 or 7. So it's almost like real football. If you're willing to take that penitentiary chance and you think you can cover what's weak, that's really kind of the only way anybody's getting heat is running 6. The other thing everybody's doing is all of these damn blitzes where you got to hover, which I hate.
Right.
Because if I see you sitting there tiptoeing to the A gap and you jumping back and forth in the gap, I know what you're trying to do. I'm going to throw it away. You're not. I know it's coming. So, but those are only 2 ways to really get heat. So you're seeing a lot of man blitzes, like that casino blitz out of big nickel. You're seeing a lot of 6-man blitzes out of 3-4, 5-2, and 4-3, where you're just manning everybody up and sending the house, which is why the spread set's been so popular. It's hard to run them types of blitzes when, you're sitting there spread out. And then if you got to, go into the dollar, the people who do like them can't get some yards that way. So
okay,
you're going to really have to be creative on defense in terms of finagling zone concepts and assignments and trying to use her. You got to be picky and choose when you want to run heat. And you got to be prepared to deal with a lot of spread offenses.
So it sounds like, playing right into my hands. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm speaking to how I used to play. So, I mean, again, I've been gone. It's been so many patches, and I'm super rusty. Right? I have not touched Madden in months. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, I'm looking forward to it, and I appreciate that. So, like you said, look out for man blitzes, people hovering the gaps. Of course, what is that? The nickel 2-4-5, that cheesy blitz always works. Yeah, that mid blitz or whatever. A
lot of people are still running that, but it's kind of dying. I think a lot of people are figuring out ways to beat it. You still see people when they're desperate for a stop, they'll try it. If they see you beat it, they kind of leave it alone. But obviously, like anything else, it's like you running the ball. If you're running the ball with somebody and they can't stop you, why would you pass? You're just going to keep running. So, but I've really seen it slow down. But yeah, it's still there.
Okay.
That mid, it's definitely still there. It's funny. What I'm actually seeing is a lot of people using that setup, but zoning everything up and coming out in like the cover 3. I think it's what cover 3 drop show 2, where it's that same. It looks like the man mid blitz, but it's really they fall back. I'm seeing that as much as I'm seeing anything else.
Okay. Any over abused route? You know, before I left, I had to change my name to Glitchy Gates. Always looking for out, you know, because they say I spammed the out route. Well, you know, if you're gonna give it to me, I'm gonna take it. So, well, what has been dominant, you know, since I've been gone?
Crossers are dominant. It's hard as hell to score in the red zone. I know I do it a lot. I see a lot of people doing a lot. The high point pass.
High point pass.
The high point pass is like the new Rocky catch. It's like the new Rocky catch, basically, or the new aggressive catch, because it's hard as hell to score in that end zone. So when you get to the end zone, prepare to be peppered with a lot of high point passes. And just before you get to the red zone, in that 80, a lot of long crossers, and not particularly short crossers like slants and drags. We're talking about plays that have them crossers built in. It goes like arcs across the field lows. So I'd probably say that's what a lot of people like to do, is hit those crossers and in the end zone high point.
Okay. Nice. So it looks like I might have a lot cut out for me coming back, even though, you know, the Seahawks that I'm taking are 1-8 or something like that, 1-7, 1-8.
1-8. I would say, really honestly, focus on the defense. You're an offensive minded person. I don't feel like offense is going to be hard for you. It does cater to what you like to do. You just need the personnel. I would say where you really want to kind of spend some time is just trying to come up with enough defense to be able to slow people down. Like offense, there's nothing really that's changed other than maybe some zones play different routes a certain way. So you definitely want to go in the lab and your favorite route you used to like to throw, try them against multiple looks and see how the corners are playing them. No one has God squads like we had last year. It's been very difficult to build this Madden. Very difficult. My Giants just crossed the 80 threshold for the first time all year. I had the game since August 29th. It's damn January 21st, and I just hit 80.
Okay. And how much of that does the players trait still play a factor in that, or that whole system is irrelevant now?
It's kind of irrelevant, honestly. First of all, that development trait system, they change every season. Okay. And even when you hit your goals, you can still be downgraded. And when you don't hit your goals, you get upgraded. There's kind of not a rhyme or reason to it. And it hasn't really affected anything. It's just been really, really hard to build somebody. Like, even if you run all your practices and you spotlight your guy in practice, it can sometimes be days and weeks before you might get 1 point to develop a dude.
Okay.
So it's kind of kept it to where you don't have these monsters running around here like you remember how it was last year.
Yeah.
Like everybody was 99 everything, and it was like playing all Madden teams every especially in the playoffs. So it's more even this year. It's more about your scheme, and it's more about it's really more about your scheme than the building of the team. At the same time, the building is important. I think that's why I struggled initially in the beginning, because I love my Giants, and even though they have some talent there, they had so many gaping holes that this year, like, it's hard. You can't build kind of the way me and you used to, bro. Like, you can go on the free agency and grab them gems, but because they're so hard to build up, they get exposed. It's not like you could take a no-name dude like the way we used to, and you could hide him. As long as he was fast or agile, you can hide that dude. He can make plays for you. Now, if you take that same dude, he's a 66, he might be a 67 maybe in 3 months.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so everybody, so vets still have value at this point.
Vets have, yes, and me and Cletus talk about that all the time, and boom, vets have a lot of value this Madden. So you definitely don't want to be so gung-ho on cutting these dudes out the gate. You want to rock with them longer, because when you replace them with that raw young buck might take 3 or 4 seasons to actually contribute. Meanwhile, you get exposed.
Yeah, we're so far in the madness. I gotta come in and try to win now. You know what I'm saying? I can't even to rebuild now. It's like for what? You know what I mean? It's
you really just want to be savvy and mix it up. To me, honestly, where you want to it is free agency, because you're gonna draft well. You still can get some raw talent out of after the draft, but when you see some of them higher priced dudes that are a little older, you remember how you would ignore Dez Bryant. Now it's like, yo, I'm gonna get that dude.
Yeah.
So that's where you really want to try to nail it, is in free agency, especially with the money you have.
Okay.
You want to get dudes who still got about 2 or 3. They might be 28 or 29, but depending on their position, you know, they can play 3 or 4 more seasons. Like now, them dudes are going to be more valuable than they ever were.
Okay. Talk to me about you know, it's like midway through the season, but you can, you know, with this at this point, you know, I always like to call it the third quarter of the season. You kind of can see where the playoffs are going and who's going to make the playoffs, who's kind of not going to make the playoffs. Who do you think at this point, based on what you've seen, continues to play consistent? Because, you know, you and I always talk about 2 things that always wins are schemes over playbooks and playing consistently all the time. Yeah. Who do you feel is playing that way currently on both sides of the, you know, as far as AFC and NFC? Who you're impressed by right now? Like who's your most improved? You know, who's your up and coming on both sides of the league?
The AFC is tough because there's about 6 people that have consistently been there every season, and they fight each other tooth and nail. And the attrition of, you know, when you get that first place schedule, you're banging heads with these dudes. It's tough because you have Cypher Squad, who's the Drags, you have Boone, who's the Titans, you have Tick, who's the Browns, you have Cletus, who's the Jets, you have Slim Shady, who's the Raiders, and I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. There's somebody else in there, they job. Well, you can kind of put Chiefs in that mix. Those 6, they're kind of going to own them 6 playoff spots, I feel, for the rest of Madden. It's just a matter of slotting for who's going to get home field advantage and who can adjust to who in the playoffs to knock somebody off.
Now you say that they locked them six positions down. Let's just say, I mean, based on them guys, I know a lot of them guys, except maybe like the Chiefs, unless the Chiefs is still Aaron. You know what I'm saying? No,
it's Chiefs used who was he? You know him, but I'm trying to think of who he was before the Chiefs. He was another one that was in the NFC.
Okay.
I think he was Bears for the longest.
Okay.
Lincoln Ector.
Okay. So knowing them 6 guys and how they play, if you say anybody loses that lock spot, who do you see out of them 6 guys losing that lock spot? And then who takes that 6th spot?
Man, let me look at the schedule, because honestly, I don't see.
I'm not seeing based off schedule, just based off of
right. That's why I'm just kind of going back to the AFC, and I'm looking at right now. Jets is 1, Browns is 2, Raiders is 3, Titans is 4, Chiefs is 5, Steelers is 6, Jags is 7. I'm just looking at the ranking. Bill can sneak in there and get a spot. Bill would be. Looking at all of the teams that's left, if Strong got hot, I don't think it's not going to happen this season because he's only 6. But if Strong goes back to playing the way Strong can play, Strong and Bill can steal a spot.
Yeah, well, Bill should get in by default. He wins his division, though.
Yeah, but I want to say Tick's in first.
Oh, okay. So it's really between Bill and the Jags.
Yeah.
So the question becomes, can organized chaos get it, you know, keep it together and lock down that last spot for the playoffs?
Well, you're right, because right now Steelers is 6-3 and Jags is 6-3. I want to say they would be the 2 wild cards.
Yeah, they're basically fighting for the wild card spots. If Tick and Boone are winning the division, because they'll get in by default.
Well, actually, yeah.
Tick and Boone would get in by default. Cletus would get in, and the Raiders would get in.
Cletus is the one. I mean, Cletus would take the East. Tick would take the North. Raiders is going to take the West. Titans take the South. So then that leaves, take that back. Right now, you have the Chiefs, Steelers, and Jags all tied at 6-3. So there's only 2 wild cards, but you have those 3 teams there. Now, what's interesting is I play Chiefs tonight.
Right. So 3 spots, 2 spots, 3 teams. Who goes, who stays home? Who's going fishing? Who's going to the playoffs?
It's tough because there's still 7. It was almost half a season left. Honestly, I would want to look at the schedules. I definitely think Jags is getting a spot. That Cypher's solid, man.
It's midway through the season. We always at the end of the season come back to this episode, and we can always revisit what was said here. And this, I just want to know your midway predictions.
Right.
So I've been gone. I need to catch all of them.
Pencil Cypher squad in for a spot. So really, it's two teams in one spot. It's going to come down to the Chiefs and the Steelers. And Bills been pretty decent, and so is Chiefs. It's gonna, to me, for those two, come down to how this schedule shakes down. But to me, Jags just pencil him for a spot, so it's gonna be between Chiefs and Steelers.
Give me the sixth spot. Who do you got? Right, make your prediction right now based on play. You hit me with these politically correct answers.
Okay, well, hold on. It's not necessarily politically correct. It's just I don't like just throwing shots out in the dark. Like, I'm gonna look at their schedules real quick. That has a lot to do with it. Okay, so Chiefs has me tonight. The Steelers play? Oh, Steelers plays Bengals. I would give Bill that over Prime. Chiefs and Bengals. Steelers, Raiders. Ouch. Raiders, Chiefs, Patriots. Steelers, Bengals again. So far, the only real threat I've seen the Bill is Raiders. Chiefs, Broncos. Steelers, Bears. That's going to be a tough one because Rico just beat Bill and UG pretty good. Chiefs, Raiders. That's going to be a tough one for him. But he beat Raiders last time, but I know Raiders has revenge on his mind. Steelers. Who the Steelers got? The Lions, champ. So should take that. And we down it to the last 2 weeks to answer your question. Redskins, Bucks, Texans, Eagles, Chiefs. Ooh, that's going to be a good one. Mo and Chiefs. And who does Bill got? Chargers. Bill should get that. Last week, Steelers, Packers. Paya. Chiefs, Chargers. Damn. I think they both got some games that are challenging for them, but I think the better schedule is Chiefs. I would give Chiefs the last spot. Yeah, it just based off looking at the schedules. Okay.
I mean, again, I was just asking your prediction for this midweek, foreshadow or midseason foreshadow. So let me hear your NFC side. We got Dre for sure gets a spot. Paya for sure gets a spot.
Paya ain't for sure at all. Paya, I want to say, is in the thick of a heated race. I think the only two NFC is more up in the air. I think the only two guaranteed spots are me and Trey right now.
You're saying that you will win NFC East.
That's going to be real hard for me. I'm 8-1, and I got a 3-game lead over the Redskins and a 4-game lead over Mo. It's going to be real difficult for me to lose it. So okay. I would definitely say Dre's got a spot. I got a spot. Paya's got a 1-game lead over Rico.
Okay.
Don Joe, Saints, and Panthers are all tied. That's going to be real interesting.
I'm going to go Don Joe. I'm going to go Don Joe. So I'm going to go Don Joe takes that division. You take NFC East. Dre takes his division. Paya takes his division. Who gets the last 2 spots?
If I had to guess, I'd say Cardinals and Redskins. Redskins is a beast, man. If I had to guess, I'd say, well, hold on. Because Rico's right there with them. It's going to be the last 3 spots I would say are going to be Cardinals give him a spot, and that last spot's going to come down to a fight between Rico and Redskins.
What you got?
If I had to guess, I'd give the slight edge to Redskins.
Okay.
But I would like to see their schedules, but just going off feel, Redskins is a handful.
Okay. Okay. You know, it's funny. I feel like, you know, with all everything going on social media and the pass interference, I feel like this is my Soldier Boy moment, man. I feel like I'm about to have the biggest comeback of Madden.
Yeah.
And 19, you know what I'm saying? And right, I say nobody had a bigger comeback to me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, but that's cool, man. Who's
You look like Redskins, little pissant kid talking shit to me.
You said you look like Ice-T, man.
A Walmart version of Ice-T.
That's funny, man. Who's impressed you the most, though? Like, who's really stepped it up? I mean, for what I hear, man, Tick, it seemed like he stepped it up. I mean, he's one of the boys in this league and another league. So
NWO. So you know how we do the click thing in UG? Well, the NWO boys brought it to USFL. Now in the USFL, nobody's clicked up, but the NWO and USFL is Raiders. Dre got him to convert because that's his boy. So you got Dre, Raiders, which is Slim Shady. You got Don Joe, you got Tick, you got Mo, and you got C Black. And pretty much they've had a nice.
They didn't got to see Black, huh?
Huh?
They didn't got to see Black, huh?
Yeah. So honestly, it's not like UG here. It's kind of like everybody's kind of like on their fuck NWO shit.
Right.
The whole league collectively, and everybody in the league wants to see them go down. But if I had to say who's impressed me the most, it's been that click, just because they've all consistently had their hands on playoff spots. They've had a lot to do with who wins and who loses in this league, and it kind of goes through one of those dudes at some point in time. Like, think about this on the AFC side, right? Let's look at the teams I told you. So Raiders is NWO. Well, no. Then again, Cletus is non-NWO. Boone is non-NWO. Jags is non-NWO. Chiefs is non-NWO. It just seems NWO has kind of always been the one you got to go through to get to where you want to go.
Right.
So that's who's impressed me the most so far this Madden. Is that click?
Okay. Well, you know, I'm back now, so we'll see what happens. And hopefully I can, you know, come in here and put some wrinkles in, upset some people, get some fires lit, and we see what happens, man.
Hey, Redskins, man, that's some funny shit. I can't run, man, you little bastard.
You like a kid? Is the Redskins like a kid? Is the Redskins like a kid? He like a minor?
Yeah, but he's cool. Well, he ain't a minor, man. He's like 18 to 19.
Oh, man, he ain't even know enough to take a drink yet.
Oh, yeah, we be giving him shit, but I like it. He can give it, but he can take it. He's an interesting character. He's good for the league, man.
Okay, cool.
He'll piss you off sometimes because he'll troll you at that right time. He's like, you son of a bitch, but like his big thing to me and Bill and all that was about how old we are. We always got to drink our coffee in the morning and all that shit. I said, shit, I like coffee. But he's a good dude, and he can play.
Okay, cool. Well, the little ones are back, so you know my house about to get crazy. Is there anything you need to say before it gets crazy on
No, man, this was good timing because it's not too long a show. Some real good games tonight. Most of the league games. You know what? That's another thing you may want to do if you got some time is try to watch some of these games just to kind of get a flow for what people are doing and trends and how people are playing in the league and what's going on. But definitely Tick and Boone tonight should be a good one. Thinking me and Chief should be a good one, and there's some other good games too. So other than that, that's about it.
Okay. Who's the game of the week this week?
I don't have Daddy League up, but if I had to guess, I think it might be Tennessee and in Cleveland, which is Tick and Boom. If it's not them, it's probably me and Chiefs, but I think it's Tennessee and Cleveland.
Who are your winners on them 2 games?
I'm sorry?
Give me your winners for them 2 games.
You know I don't pick my games, but
yeah, I know you're gonna pick yourself.
No, I don't pick my games. I've been on a real good roll, but you know what? All the good things must come to an end. I don't pick me. I just let my game speak. Taking Boone is going to be very difficult because the last few times they played, I know Boone has felt like he hasn't had the benefit of his team playing the right way. And I know he's really pressed to want to get this victory over Tick. But Tick's leaving work early because he really wants to get this game because we're getting into playoff season time. So it's going to be real interesting. I don't have a pick for either game.
Okay. I mean, I heard he's the champ. I might have to go with the champ. I mean, Boone's my guy. I'm going with Boone. I'm going with my guy, man. Boone's my guy.
You know what? I'm going with my guy too, damn it.
I'm going with my guy. Boone's my guy.
Well, I'm going with my guy too.
And it's only right I pick you to go against the Chiefs, man. I'm gonna jump on here, and and for those who don't know, this episode was called The Call. Ty put the call in. He also 3-way Boone, and they asked me to come back, man. So I'm gonna come out of retirement, take over the Seahawks. So that's one of the big announcements. Also, the owner's box will be back. So we right back in the swing of things. I'm gonna jump on here. I got the invite to the league. I'm gonna see what's up. Blow this Seattle team up, man, and hopefully, do my thing.
Some games are too. So when we do the next owner's box, you kind of got a feel for who's who and what's what and how things are shaping up.
Yeah, now it's just getting this rust off and getting to the lab and cooking up something. Yeah, man. Like I told you earlier, I'm going to have to probably dumb it all the way down and start from ground zero and and catch, get some wins in here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So I appreciate the call back, man, and thanks for the welcome back. Anything else before we get up out of here?
No, sir.
All right, cool. Well, then this is Marc Gates signing off, man. Colts, I think I got this week, but I'm not even gonna play because the advance is tomorrow. So I don't know who I got next week, but I'm gonna have something for you. I'm gonna have something in these hands for you. For sure.
I missed that right there. I'm gonna have something because I actually got the PlayStation up, but yeah, I got some of these hands. I missed that meme.
Yeah, you missed that image I used to put up all the time. That's what.
Hey, here you go. Guess who you got next week?
No, I probably got Pie. Who I got?
Who did you make that meme for?
Boom.
Yep.
Right. So his game's go tonight.
Seahawks and Titans. How appropriate.
Right. That's funny. And as soon as he plays tonight, so when he's gonna take whatever out on me. So. And he's not gonna give me no passes neither, because I'm rusty. He's not gonna give me no passes. So yeah, we'll see for sure, man. So now I really gotta start cooking up something. Playing this guy. Yeah.
Yo. Take care of the kids, brother. It was good to get up with you, man, and it's good to see you back, man. And we'll chat.
Okay. Definitely, man. I'm around, man. Hit me up, man. That's for everybody too, man. If you guys have my number, just shoot me a DM in the chat, and I'll text y'all my new number. So.
All right, man.
Around. Appreciate you coming. Hit me back, Tom, man. So far, it seems good to be back. We'll see what happens, man.
Yes, sir.
All right. So until the next owner's box, I'm signing off. And hit me. Let me know when you play your game. I'm gonna watch. Try to catch some of these games, man. See what everybody's doing.
All right, man.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
Wait.
Peace.